Hello friends of the Challenger Learning Center of Alaska. My name is Tess Caswell. I'm an alum of the Challenger Center, and I'm here to take you on a tour of NASA's hub of human spaceflight, Johnson Space Center in Houston, Texas. And we're going to start with one of my favorite places, the rocket park. So welcome to one of the coolest buildings at Johnson Space Center, which is the Saturn V building. And you can see it behind me. This is the Saturn V moon rocket that was built to send astronauts to the moon during the Apollo days. And it's one of the biggest rockets that's ever been built. Let's check it out. Now, in case that video tour didn't give you a sense of how big this rocket is, I'm standing next to one of the rocket engines. Alright, so first stop on our little tour here is what we call the Space Vehicle Mock-Up Facility. This is the place where we have full-scale modules of the International Space Station, and we use them to teach the astronauts about how to live and work on the International Space Station. And that's everything from how to use the toilet to how to do a spacewalk. So if we walk around, we'll see some of these different pieces and parts of the International Space Station and some of the areas where we actually teach crews how to use them. Here you can see one of the mock-ups that my team uses more than any other, which is the airlock. It has two sections. This part is called the equipment lock, and it's where the suits are stored in between spacewalks. And this part is called the crew lock, and it's the part that actually goes to vacuum and that the astronauts exit when they're going out on a spacewalk. And behind me are two of our spacesuits that we use for training the astronauts on various aspects of the spacesuit before they actually have to use one in space. So these days, we are talking about more than just sending astronauts to the International Space Station. We are actually getting ready to send astronauts back to the moon. And this is the spacecraft that's going to get us there. This is the Orion capsule. And you'll see it looks a lot like an Apollo capsule, but it's a lot bigger. And we're going to be able to send 4 astronauts, not just to orbit the moon, but to eventually land on it. What do you think? Would you spend a week in there on your way to the moon? I would. Welcome to Mission Control for the International Space Station. The people in this room are monitoring and controlling the systems of the International Space Station so that the astronauts on board can focus on things that only the astronauts can do, like science or hands-on maintenance. All these people spend years training to become experts in whatever part of the space station they're responsible for. And they are the first line of defense, keeping our astronauts safe in space. So the reason I brought you to all these cool places today is because I wanted to show you the sorts of awesome things that are possible when someone gets excited about STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. And that journey of excitement and passion about something that I've always been fascinated with started with the Challenger Learning Center of Alaska. So I'm incredibly grateful to the Challenger Center and also to folks like you who are supporting the Challenger Center for rocketing the dreams of a little girl in a small town in Alaska to places like this. And I'm just one of many students who've been positively impacted by the legacy of the Challenger Learning Center of Alaska. So thank you for being here tonight, and thank you for being part of that legacy. I hope you have a wonderful evening. Hi, Dad.